Welcome to this 10 Talk event, which is all about ethics, employers, and employability. So let's start our 10 minutes together by posing two closely related questions. Firstly, why is a commitment to ethics along with strong personal values such an important skill to offer an employer? And secondly, why do employers value these? As an affiliate, you are on a clear path to full ACCA membership. And part of that membership is a lifelong commitment to ethics and professionalism. These two attributes or skills are in the very DNA of being a professionally qualified member with us. And I'm proud to say that ACCA is leading our profession in promoting ethical, human considerations essential to business and policy decision making. As a result, employers choose ACCA qualified people because the ACCA qualification provides you with the technical, ethical, and professional skills that employers and their clients need. And if you decide to set yourself up in business, clients and other businesses will choose you because of the letters after your name. These letters denote a commitment to excellence and a commitment to continuous learning. These are very attractive qualities for employers, especially as we look to manage the aftershocks of the pandemic. Being ethical is a core attribute for the professional accountant. It's central to the ideal of professionalism, and it's therefore no coincidence that professional accountants are often called upon to act as the ethical conscience of their organisation. Just doing the right thing and following your conscience used to be a good guide, but now with the prospect of advanced machine learning taking decisions away from people, we and employers need a more active pursuit of good ethics. Good intentions are not enough anymore, especially as COVID-19 has led to the most challenging environment any of us have experienced in modern times. And while businesses recover, professional accountants are faced with new and intense ethical dilemmas, which can only be addressed by using all your professional judgment and moral judgment. The positive news is that we can still seize the wheel and take control of our destiny with ethics as our guide. It's an area where ACCA has done and is doing intensive research. Back in 2016, we identified in a landmark report called Professional Accountants: The Future that employers saw ethics becoming even more important in the future. We therefore made ethics an explicit skill alongside the technical skills at the centre of the 7 Quotients for Success framework, and that can be found online. ACCA prepares accountants for an ethical future by building the principles of ethics into our qualification, which is renowned, respected, and recognised the world over. It's why we've developed an award-winning element of our qualification dedicated solely to ethics, our Ethics and Professional Skills module. And as many of you know, everyone must take this module before they can qualify as a professional accountant. We know from more recent ACCA research into ethics in trust in a digital age that the fast pace of technological change creates new and potentially ambiguous scenarios that we've not previously seen. And this will make the ability to navigate ethical challenges that much more valued. We know, for example, that 85% of C-suite executives who deal with professional accountants agree that ethics will become more important in a digital future. As automation increases, sound ethical judgment will become extremely important for senior decision makers to ensure that innovation and digital adoption is supported in a way that doesn't compromise proper behaviour. The bottom line is that technology has an impact on the details that one needs to understand in order to be ethical, but it doesn't reduce the importance of being ethical. In fact, it increases it. Perhaps nothing is more important to the professional accountant than ethics. This is a profession with a huge responsibility placed on it to act in the public interest, to do what's right, to lead by example, and to hold business and society to account. And there are challenges in doing this, especially in this increasingly digital world where ethical behaviour in business or indeed in the public sectors is a moving target. Our working environment is so much more challenging than it was pre-pandemic. So the ethical code by which professional accountants adhere to is more important than ever. The International Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, developed by the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants, IESBA, was revised some 2 years ago so that it became stronger and clearer, while still adhering to the fundamental principles of ethics: integrity, professional behaviour, objectivity, professional competence and due care, and confidentiality. I recall that IESBA consulted widely on this work so that it now clarifies how accountants should deal with ethics and independence. For example, it now includes changes to the safeguards concept, clearer guidance on how accountants should think about addressing threats, including those relating to independence with long association with audit clients. Acting in the public interest is a fundamental responsibility of being a professional accountant. Ultimately, a key differentiator of being a professional is the ability to think beyond the immediate benefits and beyond narrow self-interest. Whilst this is certainly a challenging ask, it is an essential part of doing the right thing. Professional accountants occupy a position of trust, not just in business, but in society too. And so the public interest agenda speaks directly to that. In fact, a public interest mindset is also a tool for guarding against risks and defining purpose. If we go back to the principles of ethics I mentioned a moment ago: integrity, professional behaviour, objectivity, professional competence and due care, and confidentiality, then these accountants' attributes are much in demand by employers. An employer wants to be reassured that they can trust who they hire for all roles, but perhaps even more so for accountants in their organisation or the accountants they use as consultants. This is a big responsibility for professional accountants, but it's one that ACCA members can handle confidently because they have the proof. They've done the EPSM, they've taken and passed the ACCA qualification, and their continuous professional development will ensure that their skills remain cutting edge. Employers will also value ACCA's adherence to the IESBA Global Code and ACCA's own code of conduct. Accountants can play a vital role as professionals by working with integrity, dedication, and wisdom, and crucially, serving as the defender of the public interest. All this is vital for you and me, because employers and the organisations that they work for are being challenged to be really clear about their purpose to instil trust. So in our April 2020 report, Accountants, Purpose and Sustainable Organisations, we called on our members to champion the ethical standards and sustainable business practices that will build organisations to deliver more than just shareholder profit. This trust increasingly matters. now and in decades to come, how far customers and shareholders, and indeed an organisation's own people, are prepared to support and work with them in an environment where all transactions are increasingly data-driven will be put to the test. We all work in an online and digital world, and in some respects, this puts ethics and culture under the spotlight even more. The ethical element is what separates us from machines, and the role of accountants as leaders is to protect that human element, that ability and willingness to assess ethical consequences and act upon them. So, to conclude, a commitment to ethics along with strong personal values are important skills to offer an employer because they show integrity, professional competence, professional behaviour, objectivity and confidentiality. They're precious commodities and ones which employers value because they denote trust in you as an individual, trust in your professionalism and trust in your value to that employer. I really hope that this 10 Talk has got you thinking and that it has shown you why your ethical skills, alongside your technical skills, are valued by employers the world over. Thank you.